get started. All right. I think this is going to show up correctly. So, welcome to PeoplePower. And I'm just going to do the Instapoo. Right. Boom. Welcome to PeoplePower. I hope this doesn't look like it's reversed. I just don't know how to swing this otherwise, but it says PeoplePower's 1, 2, 3 super solution to fix democracy in the US by America's 250th anniversary. How exciting. Now, I haven't done this on Instagram or Instapoo, whatever we call this thing owned by the megalithic super thing, but this is what we're going to talk about today. And this is my first time experimenting with a big screen share. And, the title page makes it kind of exciting, but whatever. Here I am. And we've got an amazing topic today. I'm going to share really more about the how. Where yesterday I shared about the why and the big picture and so on. Today is really more just to get dialed and share the big idea of what we're up to with PeoplePower. And the big picture is, as always, it's really simple. We don't need to wait for the man. We don't need to wait for anyone to get started and fix our democracy. We can just do it. I mean, that's really the heart of it. If we have to wait for, a supermajority of elected officials to overturn something like Citizens United to get money out of politics and whatever, well, hold on. We still have to organize all the people to get to supermajority to be able to overturn Citizens United. So hold on a second. We need supermajority first to tell our representatives in the Senate in supermajority and the House of Representatives in supermajority to overturn or to rewrite a constitutional amendment around the right to free speech and who's a person. Are corporations equal people? Can they just throw all the money that they want at whatever they want without consideration for whether it really benefits us all? That doesn't seem right, but you can't change that law. You can't change the Constitution unless you get the will of the people coordinated, organized, and actually represented in government. And everyone worried about whether the pharma companies overdoing things with media and advertising or whispering with a lot of money to our political representatives or the medical industry or the military industry or the business guys or the tech guys or all the big things that have all this power. And they're in a kind of zero-sum competition to win within their industries and to win against other nations' industries and to win against each other. And so what do we get? We get this competitive environment where everyone's just trying to get the most for themselves because it's just like this terrible competition. And no one really regulates the whole thing or advises the whole system to say, this is what we, the people, want. This is what we, the people, need. And the only way to get representation for that is for people to say what they need. So I'll rehearse this 100 times, but you can go and save the puppies and the kittens. You can chain yourself to a fence to save the environment or a bridge or whatever, or live in a tree. You can scream at the top of your lungs or make fun of the politicians and the corporations or whatever. And in the end, to be able to get what the people want, the people need to discern what they want, figure out what matters to them, find the solutions, and then rally for those solutions to be represented. So how's this going to work? We have a 3-part strategy at essence here. I'm going to put on my glasses so I can read what I wrote. The goal is big picture, that by July 4th, 2026, which is America's 250th anniversary of its founding, the birthplace of modern democracy, we're going to bring an upgrade to the system that complements the system, that doesn't require chucking the old Constitution or our representatives, but literally complementing the whole thing with a much more powerful system to rally our own people, ourselves in our communities, to come up with the solutions that we share that generate super majority alignment or better, meaning 2/3 of people in a community say, that's a great solution for us. Let's tell our representative and see which representatives, which candidates will accept and advance our solution. And the ones that will get our votes. The ones that don't tend to lose, especially in swing states. But even in other states where it's not swing districts, where it's always Democrat versus Democrat or Republican versus Republican, there's always the chance of a tight race everywhere in the country. So when communities organize to say, for healthcare, this is what we want in our city or our state, and we're super majority, we're 2/3 or more, healthcare industry workers, nurses, regular people, moms and dads, older, younger, conservative, libertarian, free market or not, everyone comes together and says, we actually figured it out. We got a solution that satisfies most of us in supermajority. So which candidates want to make this happen? Which candidates want the vote of the sensible majority? Because most people just want stuff solved. I'm going to avoid swearing while I'm doing this, which is a novelty for me. You get it? Right? If we come together in supermajority, we take command of figuring out what it is we want using best practice participatory deliberation and problem solving, best practice participatory democracy. The game is not just to win a simple majority. Oh, we got 1% more than you. We get our way. Hold on, let's think this through a little bit more. What does everyone want? What are the goals? And they're different, but some of them are the same. What are the values? They're often different, but some are the same. And then you creatively discover the solutions that satisfy a supermajority. And those solutions are really powerful, because when a supermajority comes together, it's as if the human group in a community, in a state, in our whole society has clarity. And that clarity really makes a clear and sensible solution to the citizens and to the representatives. And they have a very strong reason to go with the people's platforms, with the people's solutions. Because if they don't, and another candidate does, guess who wins the swing vote? Guess who wins that huge 50% that now stands as independent, waiting for the right kind of solution to show up? So that's our basic premise and our idea. But then the 1, 2, 3 of actually how we do this is, one, we empower local leaders. So local leaders can just put up their hand and say, I want to do this. I want to solve problems with my community. I've never done this before. How do I do it? I'm one of those. I'm doing it in Topanga. And the first thing you do is you call the friends that you know to come together who care about this. You say, hey, I'm putting up the banner. I'm putting up the flare for PeoplePower. Come to my house, a restaurant, a cafe, Panera Bread, which is redundant, but it doesn't matter. Bread. I don't know, whatever. We meet there for the Common Sense Party. Notice the sign up here, Common Sense Party. I'm aligned with them because they just say local people should figure out our platform. Figure out your own platform. And let's fix the electoral system. We're all into that. Ranked choice voting, open primaries, getting money out of politics, redistricting without gerrymandering. Those are really important baseline things to improve the system. But the most exciting part of Common Sense Party and Forward Party that Andrew Ying is, we're leaving it up to the local leaders and communities to create their own platform. And we at PeoplePower are creating the system to make that easy. So to empower local leaders, we'll discuss what that is in more detail later, to popularize this whole process with kickass media, social influencers, but a big TV show like a Shark Tank, plus X Prize, super solutions, and a kind of solutions Olympiad where the super majority supported solutions that go from local to state to national, and there's a super majority vote for that solution in healthcare, that solution in how we do social security to be sustainable and thriving. And whoa, that super solution that got super majority votes from the audience, that gets funded. That solution gets a campaign. The gets turned into a business, gets turned into activation of some kind with our collective resources, attention, and the buzz that we build for these solutions in the way of thinking. So popularize, second thing is popularize with kickass media. And the third, that's really the most crucial at this stage that we're going to be going out and pitching to leaders, and why I'm laying this down now and just thinking this through with my team and myself. The priority is to accelerate all this with all the democracy reform allies that are out there that are already working on stuff like this, but not working together in an accelerated way to make a plan like this happen during this electoral cycle, aiming for a breakthrough that generates citizen assembly, a network of citizen assemblies in the United States by America's 250th anniversary. So we're really talking almost just 2 years away. We go from a broken system to a working system by having all the allies who care about this, with the millions of people on their lists, with the hundreds of thousands of leaders who've already learned programs and how to do bridge building. In the Bridge Alliance, there are literally hundreds of organizations with local operators. There are churches, there's Rotary. There's a lot of groups out there that already care about rebuilding community, and to give everyone this local leaders program. So it's really, we have a very simple program to get started, which is pretty much, you can do it in a PDF. You could write it down right now. 1, 2, 3. Put up the banner. Hey, I want to start problem solving in my community. Who wants to join me? Let's find out what we care about. That's the first thing you do. Find out what matters in my town, in my town of Topanga in Los Angeles County. I'm talking too fast. We call people together and say, what matters to us here in Topanga? What matters to you? And then you form groups around issues, because that's why people will show up to stuff, because it's about the thing they care about. It's the thing I care about. I care about more affordable housing in the Canyon, because I don't want to turn this into some rich enclave. It's still got the buzz and the feel of people being able to afford a room or a shared house, artists, creatives, healers, stuff like that, all here, young entrepreneurs, young families. If it's hard to find housing here, though, we'll get priced out. The Airbnbs take up a lot of it and so on. So if we could generate more housing, then it keeps its affordability for a while as we green and generate housing in the rest of LA in the rural edges. So we have more rural living for the people who live in LA, because I think everyone wants some of this. So I care about affordable housing. I call the affordable housing team together in Topanga. Someone cares about fire resilience or having really great locally grown food. Whatever it is, we bring people together in teams in our community and just start problem solving, researching the issue that you care about, and then looking for solutions around the world in the US that apply and compared to the situation you're dealing with here. There are other processes and steps to it, but the beginning is just to get started. So we need the 3 parts again: empower local leaders with a program that makes it easy for them to bring people together, find out what matters, work in groups to start problem solving. And then we're going to bring a whole toolkit, system, and support online course for any local leader to learn how to become a great facilitator of community intelligence, a great facilitator of local participatory democracy. That's step 1. Step 2 is we popularize this with kick-ass media, which means we're going to need some money to be able to make a big show, which we plan on getting in development by this fall and practicing it on Zoom with communities around California and around the US, coming up with their solutions on healthcare, and then comparing those solutions and having prizes at the state level, and the people get voted up from local. Hey, you were really good at this, Scott. You should be taking our idea that we came up with and bringing it up to the state level. Okay, I'll represent us at the state level. Group of people meet at the state level. There's a whole bunch of different ideas. They come to supermajority. Hey, Scott, and you, Ed, and Nancy, you should be the ones that go up to the federal game. And so we get nominated for the big national game and the TV show that showcases this as a kind of X Prize meets American Idol meets solutions. Olympiad, an Olympics of solution. Why don't Olympics are great? Like biathlon, very cool. Guns and cross-country skiing, javelin in summer, whack stuff that nobody does, but we all watch it because the backstory is interesting, whatever. Why not solutions? This is stuff that matters to our lives. This is like people are dying because of bad healthcare and because of bad decisions in our political stuff and our medical system, right? Some people really questions about whether COVID was dealt with in the best way, whether the pharma industry might be a little bit conflicted. I'm not going to get into it, but we could use the people's, insights, intelligence, and watchdog to make sure that we're making good choices. And when we go to war, when we do things about emergencies, or what we do for education, or what we do for healthcare, whatever it is, the people's voice is the antidote, is the balancing of the special interests running amok. People's voices in there, this stuff's crazy. So we empower local leaders. We have a kick-ass show to make this popular. We enroll all the celebrities and influencers who care about each issue to participate, right? Even the smartest experts are just at the table with people saying, hold on a second, I have a great point. Hold on, I'm famous, I have a little point. And everyone else is like, okay, but everyone just gets to take their turn, say their piece, and be heard and understood, and then have their concerns, ideas, creativity integrated in the solution. Like we are the Saya. I'll explain more about that another day, but there's the monster called Leviathan that's like the big populist beast of humanity's like not best expression. And there's the other version where our collective intelligence and supermajority alignment, not simple majority rule. Supermajority alignment means our best self comes out because it gets the thumbs up from everybody. And that's as close as you get to God's will, if you ask me, or humanity's collective will. There's Seth. I'm starting a meeting, and I guess we're going to switch into meeting mode. So that's today's thing. Woohoo. Go PeoplePower. Hi, Seth. You can join for a minute if you want to. We'll have a little podcast introduction. I'm live. Maybe you don't have your hair done. Okay, I'm going to stop this live share and recording. Boom. I'm still live sharing. 1 second. I'm still live. We're